Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to your preview for the Leeds United vs Chelsea game. Leeds United vs Chelsea, Ellen Road, under the lights midweek, and we got to talk about the news that we've heard from the Daniel Farke press conference on injuries. The good news is Anton Stack has been training since Sunday, back in team training and available. So Stack will be available for this game, but sadly, Dan James has injured his hamstring. He may need surgery. And it means he will be out for at least 8 weeks minimum. So this is not great. He might need surgery, might not, but he'll be at least out for 8 weeks minimum, which is not great going into this game against Chelsea. When you look at that, and not even just the Chelsea game, just overall, he's a great impact player, even if he doesn't start, which if we do play the 3-5-2, he probably won't most weeks, be starting because you have Bogle and Goodmanson probably starting. And yeah, it's not great not having him off the bench because of his pace, but he hasn't really played at all this season, so it's not really a massive miss in a way of, we know what we're missing in the Premier League because we've not seen Dan James much this season, so we're not like, oh my God, we're missing this player who's been amazing for us. He hasn't really played at all this season. You wouldn't even know he's played this season, really. But yeah, it's fine. Him being out for 8 weeks is not good. Like, the 8 weeks is annoying. If it was like a quick, 4 games, you'd be like, okay, but 8 weeks is... oh, that's not good. But yeah, let's go into and talk about the preview. Of course, Leeds United versus Chelsea, Ellen Road. Let's go back to our previous 6 meetings we've actually had against Chelsea. You look at them and you say, the last time we did play them was in the FA Cup, of course, where we lost 3-2. Before then was a 1-0 loss in the league. Then there was a 3-0 Leeds United win. We all remember that win when we all thought we were going on a European, charge after that win. Before then was a 3-0 loss. Before then was a 3-2 loss, and before then was a 0-0 draw. So in the last 6, we've won 1, there's been 1 draw, and Chelsea have won 4. Meanwhile, you look at the games at Ellen Road, because we are playing at Ellen Road going all the way back to 2002. Yeah, it's been 2 wins for Leeds, 2 draws, and 2 wins for Chelsea. So even at Ellen Road in the last 6 with 3-0 Leeds, 3-0 Chelsea, 0-0, 5-1 Chelsea, 1-1 draw, and a 2-0 Leeds United win. So yeah, basically, at Ellen Road, it's even 2-2-2. 2 draws, 2 wins, 2 losses. And, going into this game, we're versus Chelsea, who are 3rd in the league right now, of course, on 24 points with 7 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. Meanwhile, we're all the way down in the relegation zone in 18th, only tying on points. So there is a possibility at the end of this game week, we are above the relegation zone. That's a positive that we can take into this. And I'm confident going into this based off the City game, based off what I've thought all season from the start of the season. I looked at this game and I was like, I feel like we win this game. Under the lights, Ellen Road versus Chelsea. I think we're going to get up for this game and win it. I had a feeling since the start of the season we'd win this game. And yeah, so they're on 24 points. Of course, we're all the way down on 11 points, of course, tying with West Ham with 3 wins, 2 draws, and 8 losses. So going into this game, how do I think we will line up? Because you got to go through the lineups. I think we will play the 3-5-2, but I want to talk about the 3-5-2 for a second. I don't think it's the answer that everyone's talking about. I'm not quite sure. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm like, it might work, but what if it doesn't, What if when teams figure us out and figure out that we're going to play that formation? Because Man City, they didn't know how to counter it because they didn't think we were going to come out with that formation. We've never done that. We've never done that under Daniel Farke, so they wouldn't have been prepared for it. But if teams start going, oh, they're going to play a 3-5-2, and say we do start with 3-5-2, and then what happens when teams they know we're going to play that formation, and then they find us out? Is it going to be that formation that we can use? Because people are talking about, now use the 3-5-2 all season. I don't know if it's going to work all season, because once they figure us out, I wonder if Bogle will become anonymous, Goodmanson will become anonymous, because they'll just, whoever we're playing will just stop us from getting the width out wide. All they have to do focus on is winning the headers in the middle. And it's one of those things about, will it be useful, or will we be all the way back to square one where we're playing well, we're having some good performances, we might be getting an early goal, but we're losing, like we are in the 4-3-3 when we've been using it recently, is we've started very well, we scored, and then we've conceded a couple and we've lost. Is that going to have a similar impact with the 3-5-2 once teams start figuring us out and then they're going to start carving us open within that formation? That's just a wonder that I have. I do think we should go with the 3-5-2 in this game, again, because we've only played it for 45 minutes, so I do want to see it a bit more. I do want to see it, but I'm not fully convinced. That's all I'm saying. I'm not fully convinced on the formation. Now, going into this game, as I said, I'd play the 3-5-2, so let's get into lineups and see how we would line up. Of course, you're going to have Perry in goal, probably, even though I think he was poor against Man City. I mean, people are trying to give him an excuse of well, Bernardo Silva was holding him back. I'm sorry. If a goalkeeper can't have the strength to beat Bernardo Silva, fuck me. You're weak. Come on. I'm sorry, but even after he gets past him, the punch is terrible. The punch is terrible. I'm not giving him any excuses, and he makes some good save. Well done. Well, when Melier was throwing the balls in his own net and making mistakes, he was still making some good saves. Like, you're going to make some good saves. I remember Melier last time in the Premier League. I didn't blame him for that in the Premier League last time, but he was making some great saves, but then would still concede 3, 4, 5. Like, just because he makes a couple of good saves doesn't mean he's still played good. Like, that confuses me because I don't think he played well at all. I thought he was poor. I think goalkeeping-wise, I'm not convinced. He's very shaky for me, but I think he's going to keep his spot. And then you're going to have the 3 at the back, I think we're going to go with. So I do think we're going to go 3 at the back. Of course, your left side of centre-back is going to be Strauch. Your middle in the middle is going to be Biel. And on the right is going to be Rodon. That's how they're going to line up. I mean, Biel, when he did come on at halftime, he did play, he had a good performance. He's used to playing in that formation, a 3 at the back. So maybe that's going to help him a lot. But as I said, I'm not fully convinced yet on the formation. Your wing backs, I think we're going to go with Bogle and Goodmanson. Bogle is the right wing back, and then your left wing back is going to be Goodmanson. I think that's how we're going to line up in this game. Your midfield 3 in front of them is probably going to be Ampadu, Gruev, and Tanaka, because I think Gruev and Tanaka, both of them, have earned to keep their spots. Even though Stack is back from injury, I don't think he should be starting ahead of Gruev or Tanaka, because I think they both played well against Man City, especially Gruev, who I thought was man of the match. I thought he was exceptional. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, and there's no way you can take him out after that performance, in my opinion. And I think we're going to go with the same midfield 3 that worked against Man City. And then in front of them, of course, you're going to have a DCL, who I thought was really good in the second half. Performance-wise, really well. I still don't trust him in front of goal. I still don't think he's an amazing player. Still don't rate him like some people are, but off one performance, because I still don't think he's good enough. But I think it's going to be DCL, who's earned his spot from playing well in that second half. And then next to him, of course, is going to be Lucas Mecha, who at the moment is absolutely on fire. 4 goals this season, 3 and 3. Could he make it 4 and 4 against Chelsea? Yeah, I'm confident going into this game. And yeah, score prediction-wise, you guys know I already said since the start of the season, I think we're going to win this game. So I'm going to go with a score prediction of 2-1 Leeds United. I think we're going to win it 2-1. Goal scorer, I think Lucas Mecha is going to get a goal. And then I do think, I'm going to say Okafor off the bench. So Okafor's going to come off the bench at some point and going to get that second goal that we need. But yeah, going into this game against Chelsea, things that we have to be worried about, players that we have to be worried about. I mean, Palmer might be back in. We're not quite sure. He was on the bench against Arsenal. Will Palmer be starting in this game? And if he is, Gruev, Tanaka, Ampadu, smash him early. One of you just smash him early, Leave one on him early because he's only coming back from an injury. So leave one on him. And yeah, you look at Palmer, Estavio, however you say it, very good player. Not as worried about him as I would have been before the City game because we handled Doku, I thought, very well. Like, I'd be worried about him as a player, Estavio, a lot more if we didn't play Man City in our last game and how well we actually did defending Doku, and I thought we nullified him. You look at that, so yeah, I was confident with that performance against him that I'm not really scared of any tricky winger really in the league now. Like, I'm confident that we can stop all of them. You look at their players like Cucurella, you got to watch on the overlap. You got to, their defenses can be good at, whether it's Fofana, Chalobah, whoever it is, goalkeeper Sanchez, it's their centre-back and goalkeeper are gettable. Like, we can get at them. So I think hitting it long to a DCL, to a Mecha is going to work in this game because I don't think they're amazing in the air. You know what I mean? And Sanchez, we know what Sanchez is. He can be either very good or make a massive error. And yeah, their defense, their centre-backs, their goalkeeper, very shaky. So we could be getting at them in this game. So what do you guys think in the comments down below? As I said, I predicted to win. Do you think we're going to stick with the 3-5-2 or do you think we're going to go back to the 4-3-3? And as I said, not fully convinced on the 3-5-2, but I'm hoping that it works. I hope that, even if it doesn't work all the time, it's something we can use. We maybe start the game with the 4-3-3 and then we switch again mid-game. Say we're like 1-0 down or we're playing well, and we're 1-0 down or whatever. Clark can adapt and switch it up. And then we move to the 3-5-2 and then it might work. Like, it might not be a formation that we have to start with, but maybe it's a formation we go with if we need, say we're struggling or we're not playing well or something's not working, we can't find the goal. You maybe switch formation. That's a thing you can do. You can switch formation during games. And I think that's something the Clark has to learn. And, I mean, he did it against Man City, so I'll give him props for what he did against Man City. So I'm hoping he can continue doing that when we need to change. Say the 3-5-2 isn't working. Maybe then you switch back to the 4-3-3. during the game, in-game management, changing the formation as the game's going on. So that's what I want to see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.